Hello, welcome to Scratch 3D Printing. In this video, I'll be talking about universal joint like this one. Let's scratch today's topic. This might not be the most informal video out there. I need to move away from the camera. This might not be the most informal video out there because I'm just starting to learn about universal joint. The reason why I'm learning about these joints is because I am trying to build or make my own RC car by 3D printing, and I need a way for my motor to put powers into the wheel so that it can spin and go. So I've been trying couple other different ways. I got an RC car like a couple years ago. I took it apart, I look at the joint, and they don't use these kind of joint. The joint that the RC car uses is like, I don't know. I don't know what that joint is. It's just like there's two openings, one at the top, one at the bottom, and then they just use a rod to connect that and then connect it to the wheels. It's not like a universal joint like this, or I believe there's another joint called CV joint, which use like a circle thingy and they use ball bearing around that, and it moves pretty similar like this, but been doing some research and it says that these joints loses velocity because let's imagine this is the motor spinning this thing, and then when this is at an angle like this, it kind of doesn't really have the same spinning rate or velocity. In order to get the same velocity, you need another joint, which is like another horizontal joint over here. So 3 joints to get the output to be the same as the input. So, and I'm still trying to make a model that actually does that. And then I found out there was a C joint, which is pretty similar like this, but like I said, it uses 6 ball bearing in there and it can spin freely. But it's a little bit harder to design in my opinion. I have not tried to start to design that. I designed this. This is a print in place universal joint, and I'll show you how I did this on Fusion 360. But my goal here is trying to do the CV joint because those are, I think it turns better than these joints because it transmits the same velocity throughout the input to this next one. And I think if you use a third connection, it'll just be even better, I guess. But to be honest, the point in this video is just to show you that these stuff can be 3D printed in one piece without having multiple pieces and then put them all together. It's just work out really great, and I think it actually works pretty well. It moves and spins pretty well. I think if I'd actually put a little bit more time and actually make this attached to a motor and make it spin, I can move up and down, left and right without any problems because I have seen many videos does that. It works pretty well, and yeah. Enough talking, let's go over to Fusion 360 and I'll show you how I make this piece. Okay, so we are in Fusion 360 right now. I already made this, so I'm just gonna go through the timeline because I think if I remake this whole thing, I'm not gonna really know how to do it again. So let's go. So the first thing I do is make a sketch. I make a 30mm circle, then finish the sketch. So the next thing I do is extrude here. I extrude this to about 20. Okay, and then click OK. Make another sketch at the front face right here. So just create a sketch at the front face right here. So for this one, I made a construction line in the middle to the outer circle, and make sure it's at 0 degree or 90 degree. Make sure it's just straight and not like any other degrees so that you can have a perfect square. I then make 2 more construction lines starting from this point, or I just type in 5mm and then attach it to the circle as you can see right here. So I just do that, and I made this line here, and then I made another sketch and just make 5mm, attach it to the circle like this. So for example, if I do 10mm, I'll just move it to the circle. Once it clicks like that, I'll just click that and have my 5mm sketch right here. So I did that for both of them. Then I make another line from the first point to the second point down here. That's how I got my first line right here. Then I'll do another line from this point to over here. So I did that in 5mm. So once I have this line and this line, I'll make a rectangle and just combine it like that to make this rectangular. So once I have that, I'll go up to the create up here, go down to circular pattern, and then click on this point. I'll select this rectangle here, and then the center point will be the center point right here, or you can just click the circle, it doesn't really matter. click the circle and then do a quantity of 4. And that way you will be able to get 4 rectangular on this circle very easily. So once you have that, finish the sketch. And then what you want to do is select one of the rectangle and extrude it about 20 millimeters. Make sure to have it to new body instead of join, okay? New body instead of join. So we'll click OK. And now we have a block like this. We can go and hide the other 2 sketch. In your case, it will hide it automatically once you extrude it. We will do another sketch at this new body that we just made, the rectangular. So let's go ahead and do that. So for this one, I'm going to find the midpoint from this point and this point. You can just hover over it and it will give you the midpoint. And then I'll do a sketch of 6 millimeters. So that it goes down here. You can adjust this however you want. Like after you made everything, you can adjust it, make it 2 millimeters, 10 millimeters. Just see how it fits. Then I go to this point right here where I made the first line sketch, and I'll make a circle for 6 millimeters there. And once you have done that, click finish sketch, and then you want to extrude through this whole thing to make the circle here. Now we want to copy this piece over here. In order to do that, we'll go up to the create right here. We will click pattern, circular pattern. We click on this body here, axes, and then we can just pick this circle here. And now we can do a quantity of 2 so that it will mirror it out. So if we do 3, it'll be like that. 2, you will see that this has like a ghost here. So we do that and then we click OK. So now that we have this whole piece, I'm going to combine everything together. So go to your body over here, select 1, 2, and 3, click a combine right here, operation join, and then we'll just click OK. So once we do that, we will have this block that looks like this. The next thing that we want to do is copy this whole thing. So click on your body, and then if you are window, Control C, copy, and then Control V to paste it. Now we have a second block. Then we want to move this piece upward. So I'm gonna click the body and then click M for move. I'll set the pivot point at the middle right here. Click check mark, and then I'll rotate this 180 degrees like that, and then I'll move it up so that it aligns with the hole right here. And then I will turn this, which one is it? Turn this thing 90 degrees right there so that it matches and aligned perfectly. So click OK. So once we have this, now I don't usually do this, but for this design, I know what I'm doing, so it's pretty much set. So I go ahead and fillet all the edges right here. So go up to your modify, click fillet, and then you can just fillet all of this edges and about 4 so that it just look round like that. So once we do that for all 4 of them, oh, and also don't forget to fillet this so that it makes the connection stronger. So the next thing that we want to do is actually just hide one of them, and we will go up to the constraint, click midpoint. So select the inner side for both this so that we have this midpoint right here. Go ahead and click OK. So once we have this midpoint, we will want to do a sketch on it. So do a sketch on the midpoint right there. Okay, so now we want to make a sketch in this midpoint right here. So once we do that, I'll click P for project, and I'll project in this circle right here. I'll just project this whole thing, to be honest. And then we can make a square inside here, not too close to this and not too far like this. We want to make it about, I'll just do 4 by 4, and then I'll just make another one 8 by 8 so that is symmetrical throughout the whole thing. We can click finish sketch. So once we've done that, we can go and unhide the body now. And the next thing we want to do is extrude this square. So what I'm gonna do is extrude the square. I'm gonna hide the midpoint plane. I'm gonna extrude this all the way to here and go over to the setting right here. Direction, we want to click 2 sides, or you can just do symmetrical. That's a lot easier. So we're just gonna extrude this whole thing to this plane right here, or the space right here. And then we want to offset it by about 0.3 millimeters. So I'm gonna add 0.367, and then I will click OK. So once we click OK, we'll have this new body right here. As you can see here, it has a little clearance, so that's gonna play huge once we do the 3D printing. Okay, so the next thing that we want to do is open up the other body so that we can extrude this all the way over here. Same thing, we're gonna offset it by 0.3 again. So in this case, it will be minus 0.367. This offset here, you can play it around. So I just did this because it's 0.167. I just want to round an even number, so that's why I did a minus 0.367. You can do just minus 0.3 and it'll be fine. So do that, and then we click OK, and now we can just do it to the other side. So once we did that, we will have this square blocks right here, which almost come in contact with these two whatever these are called, but not touch them. The next thing I do is make another sketch in this square right here. So just choose one side of the circle and just make a sketch. I'm gonna hide the other body and open up this body so that I can project the circle again, and I will hide this body again. Now I'm gonna offset this circle by negative 0.3 again, just for clearance for 3D printing. So offset it by that, and then we can click finish sketch. So once we have this circle here, I'm going to go ahead and extrude the inner circle, and extrude it all the way out, and then like I said again, offset it by 0.3 like that, so that it sticks out a little bit, just like that, and then we can click join. So now we will have this circle sticking out right here. And again, make another sketch as a circle right here. And for this, I'm just gonna make it big enough so that it cannot go inside this inner circle right here. So I'll just do 7 millimeters like that. And then we want to extrude the outer circle and inner circle by just like 3 millimeters so that it doesn't fit to this hole and this thing can spin freely. So now that we have this circle right here, what we want to do next is we will want this thing to go in all 4 corners, but don't want to do more sketches. So we're going to do the same thing. Go to create, go down to pattern, circular pattern, click this whole body, click the axes, and then we're just going to select the green one right here. For me, it will be the green one, but for you, it could be any of it. Just choose one that will go in circle like this. So I'll pick that, and I'll have a quantity of 4 like that, and then we will click OK. So now that we click OK, we will have this circle at 4 corners, and now we can go ahead and combine all of this because this is individual bodies like that. So we're gonna click the 4 body, go up to modify, combine, and then click OK, and then it will give us a 1 body. So once we do that, we'll have this whole body like that. So for the first time that I designed this, I saw something was square, but then I kept doing more research and I realized that it's circle. So at this point, I'll go ahead and make a sketch at the top of the square right here and just do a circle to this point right here. And then once we do that, we can go ahead and extrude all 4 corners out like this. Click OK, so that we have the body that looks like this. So once you do that, you can see that it has a gap right here. So what we want to do is just extrude this thing inside of the circle right here. So click on this plane right here, click E for extrude, and now do it the same thing for the other side right here. And you want to extrude all the way through over here so that it gets to this point right here, but we're gonna join it and click OK so that we can do 2 of them in one extrusion. Look at that. If we just do 1 at a time, they will take 4 extrusion. It will take a long time. Let's do the same thing for the other side, and you will have a complete body that looks like this. Okay, so we did that, and now we have a completely connected body like this. This is the universal joint right there. And now what we want to do is just make this thing look pretty. So I'm going to go to modify, click chamfer, the top circle, the bottom circle, do a chamfer about 1.5 so that we have this kind of shape right here. Click OK. So now that we have this, we can go and unhide the other body and it will look something like that. Look at that. It looks really cool already. Just to finish everything off, go ahead and chamfer the top and the bottom of the two outer joint by like 1.5 millimeters also. So once we do that, it looks a lot more like cool and professional, but whatever. And one more thing that I made a mistake, or like one more thing that I just do, is extrude out this piece right here, because if we delete here, it's gonna do that and it might interfere with the circle here. So what I do is just extrude this piece and this piece all the way out like that, and do it for the other side so that we just have a flat face right there. And I'm just gonna go ahead and do it for this side and this side right here, just extrude all the way, and now we have a pretty good looking universal joint right here, and this is ready for 3D printing. So let's head over to Orca Slicer. I got my model imported right here, and the way that we're gonna print this is exactly like this. So we're just gonna print everything in one piece right here. For me, I'm kind of lazy for this printing, so I just go to support here and just do tree auto. It works perfectly fine for me. The support were super easy to remove, so just do tree auto slice plate and it will look something like this. And look at that. And this one takes about 1 hour and 9 minutes to print, but it's definitely totally worth it. So we can go ahead and send to your 3D printer and we can start printing. As you saw there, it might not be the best tutorial and or the best 3D modeling examples of a universal joint, but I think it's pretty decent at this point in time. It took me about like an hour to research, and then like 30 minutes just to do this, and then 1 hour to print this whole thing out. At the end of the day, it works and it just looks really cool, and hopefully I can transfer this into my RC car project, which will be coming in a future video, so stay tuned for that. And to do that, subscribe to the channel so you won't miss that video. I've been trying to work on so many projects at the same time that I feel like I'm not making enough content for you guys out there, and not making enough content for me, because I've been lacking so much content, trying to figure this thing out, trying to do this new thing, trying to do that new thing, and I'm just kind of falling behind schedule slowly. It's been about 1 week since I made a video and updates you guys on anything. Usually I respond to your comments very fast, but like I said, there's so many things going on. I've been trying to take on so many projects. I think I need to slow down a bit and just do a couple projects at a time, not like 3 to 4. And I guess I need to do more research and just put more time into this stuff, because it's not simple. Maybe for you it's simple, but for me it's not simple. But I'm trying my best. I'll leave a link for this in the description down below, so you can go and download it for yourself and try it out. Let me know if you will change anything about this, and yeah, make it better, make this thing better, so that we all can learn more stuff. Oh, and yeah, don't forget to join the Discord, join my Patreon, support me on Patreon, so that I can do more of these projects in the future, get more stuff in the future to do more projects. Oh, and don't forget to get yourself some merch. And yeah, that'll be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, keep on 3D printing.